All right, boys and girls, this is your writing lesson about smoke jumpers. We've been working on smoke jumpers all week during class, and we've read all the literature in the book. So now we are going to first brainstorm a list of things we could write about and then turn it into a friendly letter to somebody. So we were going to write about all the things we know about smoke jumpers. So first, let's make a list of some things we know about smoke jumpers. One thing we learned is they have special gear. So I could write down gear. I might want to tell the person in my letter all about the equipment I need to be a smoke jumper. We could talk about how it's dangerous, how you have to go up and jump out of a plane. We could talk about that, jumping out of a plane. So I'm just writing down my ideas right now. This is going to be fast, but you can pause this at any time and pick the ideas you like. I could talk about how my job is important. So I'm going to write important. And I help save people. And I save homes. Sometimes I don't have any food for a while. I have to carry all my stuff. Food can be hard to find. Whatever I take into the fire, I have to bring with me. So if I'm going to have food, I have to jump with it on my backpack. We have to camp where we jump. We stay there and we jump in with all our equipment. That's why I think gear is the first thing that comes to my mind because it's so important. We have to do a lot of training to become a smoke jumper. And you have to be very brave. So here are just a few things I remember from the story. Now you probably remember some more things and you can feel free to add them to your list. You can do this list in your notebook and then on the page next to, then you can write your letter as a rough draft if you want, or you can just start on the piece of paper I gave you. So here is the piece of paper that you have been given. It kind of got chopped off, but that's like a little cloud, almost like a parachute. And up here, you're going to write the date. So it's Thursday, September 10th. So I'm going to write September 10th. And then I'm going to write my greeting. This is part of a friendly letter. You're going to learn more about this tomorrow in that video. Dear, and I have to decide who I'm writing this letter to. I'm going to write it to my mom because she always wanted to know what my job was going to be. So, dear mom. Now I've got to fill in the body and tell her all about what it's like being a smoke jumper. And I'm going to pretend that, she hasn't talked to me. This is just the beginning of my job. So I got to tell her if I like it or not. So my new job, look, I started with a capital. My new job as a smoke jumper. Smoke jumper is a long word, so it's not going to fit there. So I got to go to the next line. As a smoke jumper, I got to state my opinion now. It's pretty great. It's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. I'll say pretty cool. It is a very important job. Then I got to tell her all the reasons that it's important. It's a very important job because, that's going to be tough to squish it. And you might want to cut this out. Now I got to tell her why it's an important job because I help save, S-A-V-E, save people and homes. Okay, now I'm going to tell her all the cool things about the job too. I jump out of a plane with all my gear. Oh, so I'm covering a lot of things. Let's look back at my list. I've talked about gear. I don't want to tell mom it's dangerous. She might not like that. But I told her I jump out of a plane. It's important. I save people. I save homes. I got to tell her about some of those parts. I feel prepared, and that's a big word, because of training. And I have safety gear because of training. And I use safety gear. I have food in my backpack to eat while camping. Okay, I'm running out of room, so I gotta close up this letter. And I know you're thinking, man, Mrs. Mahoney wrote really fast. But again, you can pause this. You can say your thoughts. You don't want to copy my thoughts. You can use some of my thoughts, but don't just copy it because then you're not really writing, you're just copying. And you guys already know how to be a copier. I want you to think of thoughts. So I have food in my backpack to eat while camping. It is a very fun job. That's my conclusion. I ended my letter with that. But then I have to sign off. I have to do my closing. So I'm going to say sincerely, capital S, sincerely, and then sign my name. This is how I'm stating who the letter is from. So I sign my name. I use capital letters for my name because I am important. Now I'm going to go back and proofread my letter and see how I did. Do I have the date telling when I write this? Yes, and look, I put a capital here because September is the name of a month. Then my greeting, capital Dear, and capitals for Mom because I'm using that as her name. Okay, then my next sentence starts with a capital M. My new job as a smoke jumper is pretty cool. Here's my period. It is a capital. It's a very important job because I help save people and homes. There's a punctuation. I jump out of a plane with all my gear. Again, I'm proving how it's a cool job and how it's important. I'm making sure I use capitals and periods and all my sentences make sense. I feel, there's a capital I, prepared because of training. And I put a comma there because it's a new thought. I use safety gear. That's important for mom to know. Moms want their kids safe. I have food in my backpack to eat while camping. It is a very fun job. Sincerely, Mrs. Mahoney. So I checked. I have all my capitals and periods. Did I prove my point and support it? Did I tell how smoke jumping is pretty cool? I talked about how I save people and homes and I jump out of a plane and I have gear and my training. So I got a lot covered off my list. Now you guys can do yours any way you want. You don't have to talk about what I talked about. You can talk about what you thought was neat or what you saw in the video. Or maybe you can say, Dear Mom, I don't like my job. Being a smoke jumper is scary. It is dangerous. You can tell her those things too. So whatever your opinion, but whatever you choose to write, do a good job with your capitals and periods and prove the point you're making. So in my friendly letter, I think I gave Mom lots of details so she knows all about my job. So you're going to work on this now. Have a parent or an adult or an older sibling read it over to see how you did when you're done. Check for your capitals and periods. And then you're going to cut this out and hang, and then this is you as a smoke jumper, and you're going to hang this little guy from the bottom of this parachute. So your writing will be hanging down from this. So you're going to need to cut both of them out. This is where you draw your face and color in the parachute man. I'll try to find an example to post up for you. So I hope you have a lot of fun doing this writing and doing that friendly letter to Mom. When you're done, put it in your blue folder to turn in at the next turn-in day, which will be Monday the 14th. So I'll be able to read your writing next week when I get it. So I hope writing goes well for you. Remember, there's a little pause button for this video. Anytime you're getting behind or you feel I'm going too fast, just press pause and catch up. That's the nice thing about this virtual teaching is you don't have to tell me to wait and then I just stand there. You can just hit pause and when you're ready, turn it back on. I do suggest you brainstorm a list first of what you might want to talk about. That's an organizer to help you with your ideas. We might work on that in Zoom if we have time, and then you'll turn those into sentences in your writing. All right, good luck and do your very best. Nice handwriting, and I'll see you next week.